Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today, I'm going to be explaining a far-fetched theory that you're going to have to, be open-minded about, but it is a theory that I would love to see happen, and honestly, it's kind of realistic in a different way, though. It's not realistic as in, like, the Stranger Things storyline, but just from, like, a production standpoint or, like, a writing standpoint. I think it actually makes sense, especially because the storyline of Stranger Things is based off a real government project called MK Ultra that took place in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. But we'll get into that. Anyways, before we do, make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe, turn on notifications. Let's go for 125 likes. Can we do that? Can we go for 125 likes? Can you just tap the like button real quick? Let's just help me get this video out to the algorithm. Really do appreciate that. And of course, hit that sub button because it is free and I do appreciate it. All right, so let's get into this theory. So what do I mean when I say the Stranger Things storyline was based off a real government project? Well, in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, there was a government project called the MK Ultra. A lot of you guys know this, but for those of you who don't, I'm going to explain it. Basically, what happened is that the government paid people and experimented on people with different types of drugs, like LSD and other types of drugs. And one of the most popular things about this project is that they would actually pay people, like pay random people off the street to come in and test these drugs. And these people would not be able to talk about their experiences or anything. So this is what I'm talking about. The Duffer Brothers have replicated a lot of things that happened from this MK Ultra project. For example, Eleven in the Hawkins lab being experimented on like a lab rat. That's sort of like what happened with the actual MK Ultra project in real life. You know what I'm saying? And like with random people going missing, the government trying to hide it from us. Like they've replicated a lot of things from the MK Ultra project into this Stranger Things storyline, and they've also name dropped MK Ultra in Stranger Things as well. So it's pretty clear that the Duffer Brothers want to make it known what the Stranger Things storyline is actually based off of, and that's of course the government project that happened in the 70s, 60s, and 50s. So my point is that this theory stems from what if the Duffer Brothers wanted to replicate what it was actually like for random people to, get paid to go, like, let them experiment on them. So, like, for example, if they offered someone $300 to take a drug, what would that be like if that happened to a Stranger Things character, and how would they implement that into the storyline? Well, in my opinion, if they did implement that into the storyline, it would be with a character that wouldn't be allowed to talk about their experience. It would be a character that wouldn't be able to say anything or mention anything that they even know about this. They don't even know about the Hawkins lab. They didn't even know that it existed. They don't even acknowledge it. They just keep their mouth shut and go on with their lives. That's what it would be about. And there's only one character that this makes sense with. And I'm going to name drop her right now. Karen Wheeler. And the reason I say this is because Karen Wheeler, number one, we all know she's a popular actress. She had a poster, and she's kept her mouth shut the entire show. She's never said anything or questioned anything that's been going on at all. Like, she's asked, like, where's Mike been and all that stuff. She's never questioned what's been going on at all. But she's always had that look of concern. She even at the end of season 4 had that one scene by herself, looking out the window, or with her daughter, I should say, but by herself as like a character, looking off into the distance with a look of concern. They only did that to the other main characters who knew about the Upside Down, but then Karen had her own scene. Why didn't the other parents have their own scene? Why didn't anybody else who didn't know about the Upside Down have their own scene? So, also though, I just thought of this. Her husband is literally a guy who is straightforward with the government. He always mentions how the government's always right, this, that, and the other, listens to the news. That type, like Ted is that type of guy. Ted Wheeler is that type of guy. Like, he's always been like that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, her wanting to cheat on Ted there for a little bit with Billy and all that stuff, just might just hint at that maybe she knows something that about the government and everything. And Ted believing the government is foreshadowing that she doesn't believe in the government and everything. And maybe she might know something. So, my point is that this would be a good opportunity for the Duffers to implement this into the storyline if they actually wanted to, and they could, implement if a character did what the MK Ultra project did in real life. For example, if someone went up there, they gave him $300 to test a drug, then they signed a contract to say you cannot never speak of this ever again. If they did that in Stranger Things, the only character that would make sense for them to do that with is Karen Wheeler. And I feel like that'd be a great way to reveal that storyline in season 5, because she's had all these hints and scenes by herself and everything. She's been kind of prioritized out of the parents. I feel like this would be a good way for them to replicate that if they really, really wanted to. I know that was a lot to process and to think about, but I personally think that it's definitely far-fetched. It's definitely like out of the ordinary and probably not possible, but it's something that I wanted to mention just because they have name dropped MK Ultra, and their whole entire story stems from that story. You know what I'm saying? It stems from MK Ultra. Like with 11. 11 was an MK Ultra experiment. That's the whole point. Like the MK Ultra storyline was literally the exact same how it was in real life in Stranger Things up until, like in real life, the MK Ultra project was halted in 1973 and never spoke of ever again, and never happened ever again, right? In Stranger Things, it was halted in 1973, but it kept going on behind the scenes, and they succeeded and made superhumans. You know what I'm saying? So that's 1973 mark is the only time the MK Ultra got from 1973 on, the MK Ultra storyline in Stranger Things was different from what it was in real life. But from 1973 in the past, it was pretty much the exact same, with just different characters and different locations and stuff like that. So that's why I think that this shouldn't be out of the realm of possibility, just because if they really do want to represent what that project really was like in real life, this would be an insane way to do it. This would be an insane plot twist. The reveal of this would be unreal. Like, just imagine if Karen's exposed to what's happened, and it just shows her in her dramatic face, and just goes back to all the flashbacks or whatever. And the storyline could be before she met Ted, she needed money, or when they got pregnant, she needed money, so she went and she did the drugs for money. She did the drugs for money so she could help raise her kids, or she could survive. You know what I'm saying? That could be implemented so easily into the Stranger Things storyline. I don't think you guys understand. That could be such an easy way to spicing things up a little bit. It wouldn't even ruin the storyline that's been happening. It wouldn't at all. It wouldn't. It would just add some spice to it. It'd be a perfect way to literally make it so good. I don't know. To say that she was in need of money, so she just tried to find a way to make money, so she saw that you could take drugs for money, an experiment, signed her life away basically, and couldn't speak about it, was quiet the entire season, and at the very end when she's exposed, boom, the rest is history. Let me know if you guys like this theory. Let me know if it makes sense. Let me know if you think I'm crazy or out of my mind. Or let me know if you just enjoyed it. You just enjoyed it and you're like, oh my gosh, you know what? I appreciate this theory. I appreciate that you thought of this, and I'm going to drop a like because of it. No, I'm kidding. But no, seriously, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have any other theories or thoughts about, or if you have any questions about the MK Ultra project that happened in real life compared to the one in Stranger Things. Drop them in the comments below. I've done some research on it, so I know a thing or two. So yeah, just drop some questions, drop some comments, drop some theories. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on notifications. I appreciate you guys so much for all the recent support. I really am becoming a full-time YouTuber, and that's been my dream since the start. So I really do appreciate you guys. And make sure you have a great rest of your day. Spend time with your friends and family, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.